Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. It's me, Odio, and I'm here today to do an Invincible review for you. Oh, and we are on episode 7. I'm just going to call it the Invincible War. It's called What Have I Done, but that's what it is. It's an Invincible War. Let's get into it. Haha, hey everybody! Yes, the time has come. If you're a comic book reader and you've read Invincible, I know you were waiting for this, the Invincible War, with all the marks from all the other galaxies coming to the main Earth to try to kill Mark and wreck the planet. Why? Angstrom Levy. That's the two-word answer. You may remember him from season 2 and episodes like getting his brain completely smushed in at the end. Isn't he dead, you say? Well, my friends, no. He had a little portal open and ready to go to the technicians. How was he alive after being smushed? I don't know. But anyway, he goes to the technicians and they kind of fix him up. They're like a specialized group that can just do super abilities with their technical healing and stuff like that. And they basically rebuilt him. And I gotta say, this is I like most of this episode, but I do not like what they did with Angstrom Levy. He looks downright handsome in this with a little scar. But as you can see, if you see him in the comic, he's like, oh my God, horrifying. Every panel with him on, you're like, oh my God, is he in pain? But he's back, and he's got a whole bunch of promises made to a whole bunch of Mark Graysons, all these Invincibles from all these other lands where they become the Viltrumite leaders, or they're sad because their mom is gone, or whatever their reasons were. They've made a deal with Angstrom to come here and kick the heck out of this planet, and they're going to get something they want. All the bros are getting something different, but it's funny because one of them actually just wants his mom back. But overall, it was awesome. It's great to see all the different Invincibles. So it doesn't seem like there's quite as many Invincibles as there were in the comic. I think there's about 18 in this one, but a lot of the cooler ones are back. The guy that looks like Omni-Man there, and the mask one. Oh, and Mohawk is here. Now, Mohawk, they do him a little bit different. In the comic, he goes right for Oliver, like trying to kick his ass right away, but he doesn't even seem to run into him in this one. But a whole bunch of them come, and they're basically going to try to wreck the whole planet. So the Guardians of the Globe are like sending out everybody they can to try to defeat the Invincibles. And let me tell you, if you've been waiting for action this season, Shibuya! You're going to get a whole lot of action here. There are fights, explosions. There is so much death. You wanted to see Mark Grayson as Invincible get killed? Well, you're going to get that a whole bunch of times. Even the Reaniman, a whole bunch of Reaniman get him at one point. And all I could think of was, will Cecil be able to use these dead Invincibles to make superpowered Reaniman? I don't know, but we're going to find out later. But it goes like day 1 and day 2, and each day you see all the Invincibles going and like destroying different things, like the prison or going to Mark's house or things Mark cares about. Because remember, they're all Mark. So Cecil, Invincible, and the Guardians of the Globe, and Eve, and Ollie, everyone's in on this. You get all these heroes coming out of the woodworks from everywhere. And let me tell you, a lot of them are getting pretty murdered. It's hard to take on an army of Invincibles. Now, the one in our main Prime universe, remember, we see that at the beginning of the season. He's like 30% stronger and faster and whatever, because he's a good guy having to fight a bunch of villains. He keeps getting stronger. But it seems like a lot of these Invincibles are a little bit younger and not quite as ripped as Mark. So he seems to be able to overpower them one-on-one, but he's not quite getting that chance. He's got to do some 2-on-1s and a bunch of other fights, but Eve comes in to help him a few times. Oliver actually thinks he sees Mark at one point, and it's like an evil Invincible. I thought we were going to get to see a cool fight there. Maybe Mohawk would fly in, but no. But we do get some great violent fights. You also get the Guardians of the Globe, Darkfang, and them trying to defend their base. And yet again, for the second time this season, Invincible rips off the Immortal's head. Of course, they can just put it on back, and he'll be back. And then you get Duplicate. She gets a whole bunch of murdering done. Like, she gets like 30 of her people killed, just a bunch of copies of herself. Until finally Darkfang just grabs one of the Invincibles, goes through the portal with him to the Dark Realm, and just doesn't come back. Let's just assume Mark killed him over there, and now he can't get back either. So, wow, it was nuts. But they do put the Immortal's head back on later, so he's okay. But a lot of other people die that are not going to come back. And man, oh man, one of them was like super sad for me. So after a couple of days of the Invincible invasion going on, Ray and Rex Splode have kind of decided they're not gonna be heroes anymore. But Rex is like, well, I gotta go out and fight like one more time, and super sad to see him go out. He ran out of things to throw at one of the evil Invincibles to kill him, but he had a big hole in him, so he like blows his own skeleton up to kill that Invincible, and it works.
Emotional, damn it!
So from that standpoint, was very effective, but I'm going to miss Rex Splode. Robot is there, gets in, fights everything. It's just really cool. And because all the Invincibles are evil, they're all Mark, they all kind of know where to go, but a lot of them do get defeated. A lot of them don't get defeated. It's awesome. It's chaos. It's blood. It's mayhem. It's mystery. It's everything you want in an episode. And you get it all here. I loved it. Definitely one of the most action filled, best episodes of Invincible so far. If you haven't been following along, you just pick up on this one. It's like, bam, going to explode in your face with awesomeness. Eve eventually gets hurt, and then Invincible wants to go kind of take care of her. And Ollie gets his mom to leave the house because they don't want to leave her there because Mark might come. Well, one of the evil Marks might come. But once a couple days go by and they've pretty much wrecked the whole place, Angstrom Levy gathers all the evil Invincibles together. He's like, okay, guys, now we're going to do this next phase. And they're all like, yo, man, like, you promised us some stuff. We want the stuff that we've been promised. So Angstrom ends up pulling a fast one, doesn't give anyone anything, and sends them all back through the portal. So now he has no Invincible army, but they're all gone, and he's still there. But he's okay because he's now looking for revenge. He wants Invincible, who smushed his brain and face before. He's like, I've come to get you, and here I am. And he wants to go one-on-one and fight him, and they totally do it, and like, it is great. So Invincible is super pissed, comes out to fight Angstrom Levy at last, and Angstrom's like, yeah, I remember what you did to me, I'm gonna make you pay for that. But Invincible's already crazy angry because Eve is hurt and the whole planet's wrecked, so he's coming at him, and Angstrom is shooting these like balls, kind of looks like the Mr. Terrific balls. They're flying and hitting Invincible and knocking him back and stuff, but it's an awesome fight. And it really, actually, once you get to the end of it, it looks like Mark's going to kill him again and smush his face. I feel like even Angstrom thought that was going to happen because he tries to like bail through a portal, but Mark ends up pulling his arm and he ends up taking his arm with him. So Angstrom goes through the portal, but his arm doesn't. He goes back to the technicians too. He's like, oh, fix my arm, you idiots. But they're like, no, no, no. You made a promise to us. We'll fix your arm. You work for us now, Angstrom. So that means he's probably not going to come back to be getting Invincible anytime soon. And the planet is safe. So it kind of cuts back to Mark holding a severed arm. What the hell? Pretty awesome scene. And he's like, finally, it's done. He's gone. Jeez. But of course, this is Invincible, so he's not going to get a break. What you see right at the end is you see a full-blooded Viltrumite come down. Conquest. He's like, I'm here for you, you little shit. And I was like, yes. And Mark just looks up and I'm like, yeah, Mark's having one of those moments like, oh, I've had enough of this shit today. And he's like, gonna go fight him. And then the episode ends and I'm like, yes. It looks like for the finale, we're gonna see the Conquest fight. It was pretty long in the book, so it's a pretty good way to end the season. We don't get no Omni-Man or Alan in this episode, but we get a whole ton of action and a whole lot of fun. High stakes, murder, death, explosions. Woohoo! I am loving Invincible Season 3 so far, and this is probably my favorite episode. The Invincible War was great to see on the screen. Like I said, a little bit different from the comic, but overall, fantastic. It makes me want even more. I can't wait for the finale coming up this week. But thanks so much for your time, guys. Really, really appreciate that. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe to the video. And remember, everybody, stay out of trouble.